one.
And the award for the next Tony Award goes to none other than those of you listening to the Anime Dads podcast. Woo! Yeah. Coming up, we have the guy who was nominated for both the Tony Award and an Emmy. And that is none other than me. I accept this gracious award. Be Orvio. I will be your host today. Now, in addition to me, we have the guy who was up and actually won Best Supporting Actress of 2027 already. And that is the Anime Dad.
Hey, hey. It is great to be here, and my speech was cut short by an hour and a half, so I'm looking to get some speech done today. Quite excited. I'm very excited that we're talking, and I'm just glad we reunited. And it feels so,
Baloney.
yeah, it does. Have
Does
you
bologna make
actually,
good sandwiches?
but in South Africa, I always used to have bologna sandwiches, but I haven't had one in such a long time. Is that even a thing anymore?
Yeah, no, it's a thing. Gosh, dude, I don't think I've had one in at least 10 years, but I mean, I'm sure they were better when I was younger because, like there's just something different about the way that it hit back then versus now it's like, okay, well I could have just made turkey or like chicken or, something like that. But, I guess bologna's fine too versus back then it's like, ah, sweet bologna.
Yeah, 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 very different. Okay, well, today we're talking about what, my good sir?
We are talking about anime.
What? That's weird, bro. That is actually kind of strange, to be honest. Um, I expected something different, but it's really good that we're talking about anime, and we hope you guys who are listening enjoy anime. But before we get into that, we are getting into our three random improv questions each. I will give three to Biorvio, and he will give three back to me. The answers are improv, the questions are improv as well. Are you ready?
I am, in fact, ready for some things that involve improv that I am.
Okay. I'm watching this anime at the moment called Cooking in Another World or something like that. And it's pretty good. And this guy's power is he is in another world. He dies in his normal world. He's in another world, and he can online shop, and things get delivered immediately. In the online shop. So he can, he's got access to the internet. He can do whatever, and it gets delivered into this medieval fantasy world. What are three items you will get delivered into a medieval fantasy world on the first day, and then what's the main item you're going to be selling?
Oh, that's really good. So here's the thing though. You gotta keep something in mind, okay? We don't have access to electricity, so something like a cell phone that has requires rechargeable batteries, that's not going to go super great. So instead, I'm gonna go with the entire underground pipeline that involves the internet. Okay.
Okay, okay, keep going.
The other thing that I'm going to do is now that I have the internet, what is the best way of utilizing the internet? Well, obviously, I it's going to be a backpack salesman. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my second item back to bring back a sturdy hiker's backpack from the future. So I can make so that everyone can try and figure it out and then while they're figuring out how to remake it, I, of course, am already branding, you know? And I hear what you're saying. What are you going to advertise on without, on the internet? And that's a really good question because I need a device that can connect to the internet without electricity. But see, there is one thing that we have, and that's hydroelectric power, okay? But what you don't realize is hydroelectric power can only take us so far. So in order to connect to it, I need a device that's not going to rely on a lot of wattage. So I am going with an iPod Mini. And that is how I'm going to get my business out there.
Wow. Okay. All right. Interesting. Very interesting choices. Now, the internet as a whole, to bring that into a medieval fantasy world, is interesting. Now, my second question for you, if no one knows how to use the internet and you have an internet, um, what information will you be getting? Because obviously the internet's only as good as what's put on. to the internet. So what are some information or examples of medieval internet web searches?
My Hero Academia. Because what I do is I tell them that I have come back from the future to the past to tell them that this is how society is going to be. However, we need to figure out the quark singularity doomsday theory now, because otherwise we will continue to look more and more like cartoon characters in the future and less like ourselves. So I'm just going to convince them that's the actual future, and then they figure out number one, how to solve the internet issue about 300 years before this, and two, we develop quirks and we don't run into the quark singularity doomsday theory. Boom.
I think that's a winning answer. Final questions because they're gonna want to make you king. They're gonna want to make you king. You know, you're gonna get to that point. You're gonna have enemies at that point. So, what are two enemies that are gonna come up against you, and how are you gonna thwart their attacks?
So it's quite simple because the first person that's going to get really ticked off at me is the janitor of the old king, because what you didn't realize is that was, he was the guy that cleaned the entire castle from the moment that he was born, and and so he really took a liking to the past king, so he's going to want to take me out because obviously I have all this technology, and soon water-based quirks are going to make his job irrelevant, so he's got to take that out. And then number two is I am going to go with the guy who is essentially Gin from Dr. Stone, because this guy is just going to, he just wants power, he just wants to live the good life, and so he's going to try and get on my good side. And what I'm going to do is every day that he walks in, I'm going to throw an apple at his head to humble him.
Okay, very good. Good choices. Medieval choices. I like it. Okay, what is your three questions for me, good sir?
All right, so my first question for you, I don't know if you ever thought about this, but I kind of want to throw it at you. If you could take one quirk that has been stored in One for All besides the strength based quirk, which one would you take and why? Sorry, bro. All I can see is your glasses, and it's killing me.
Hold on. Hold on. Repeat. So if I can take one strength quirk from my hero from One for All, what I'm gonna take, yeah?
Yes, except for the original metabolic storing quirk thingy.
Yeah. No, it's definitely gonna be uh it's gonna be Kaijin. I think that's what it's called. Kai
Fajin, yeah.
is that the storing ability that we spoke about? We said I shouldn't
No,
choose.
Fajin is the one where you do the same motion over and over
Yes,
again.
that's the one. Yeah, Fajin. Just because have you ever had a moment where you're trying to pull your significant other comes up to you and says, "Hey, can you open this jar for me?" Now, if I'm
Yeah,
doing this a few more times, it might give me enough power. I mean, it might not work, but I'm assuming with the acceleration of power, I might be able to get it right. So
on the second try.
on the second try, it'll just be really cool. Also, Um, I could do a few squats, then jump into the sky. Then while I'm in the sky, do a few squats and hopefully balance out that jump when I land and not kill myself. Is that possible?
I do believe it's possible.
I would look super weird flying around doing squats in the sky, but that's not any different from normal. So, mm.
No, no. Okay, second question is what was in the jar you were trying to open, and who saw you jumping so high into the sky and thought, you know, I need to do something about that guy?
Mm. Well, it's preserved. Have you ever heard of areolas from mice? Mice, I believe. Mice
Yes,
areolas.
yes, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's a South African thing where we preserve them, and that's in the jar. Now I'm jumping around. Obviously, an anime character does see me, and it is Lloyd Forger. He believes it's a new weapon from the other side, and he wants to take me out. He took me out to McDonald's. We had a nice dinner, um, and from there, we went. We came up with a plan to create an mice areola business, and 3 years in, it's relatively successful. Relatively.
Okay, okay. Final question is, who is your biggest competitor in this field and why are they your biggest competitor? And final question, do you guys have uniforms that you wear to work every day?
Yes. Biggest competitor in the field is obviously, um, again, I'm going to go with an anime character because this is an anime world. It's Balma. She heard about what was going on.
Oh,
She
that's too stinking true.
called Shenron. She's on top of the mouse areola game. Now, we only sell about five a month, 5 jars a month, so she sells six. But I think she's just relatively competitive about it. And we're not, like I said, we're relatively successful. Mostly we just sell to family and friends. But she is slightly better than me. My plan is potentially starting a rumor that she uses caged mice. Um, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Good questions.
All right. Thank you. Yours were good as well.
Thank you very much. All
Oh yeah,
right.
do you guys wear uniforms?
Oh, sorry, we do. It basically. Have you seen Kim Possible?
Totally.
Yeah, you have a. You know the
Oh,
naked.
totally, dude.
Yeah, I love Kim Possible. You know the naked mole rat?
Yeah.
It's basically a naked mole rat suit that we've got, and that's a uniform. It does get hot in summer, but in winter, super cozy, super
Yeah,
cozy.
then you just burrow into the ground and boom, there's your home for the night.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, it's good. It works. It does work. It's better than Balma's uniforms, which is basically just um, stay in armor.
So lame.
So lame. All right. Well, let's get into what we're talking about, which is anime. What anime we're watching, why you should watch it too, and also how many figures do you have? How many figures do you have?
Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Six,
12,
seven.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, and darn you for the 6, 7.
So it's people hate it now. I mean, kids are beginning to hate it because all the teachers are using it, but it's just oh my, everything is 6, 7 nowadays. It's ridiculous. I apologize. Okay, and what anime are you watching at the moment, my good sir?
So, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you, okay? There's one anime that I'm watching right now that I have seen some people stir some flack on, and I don't understand. I don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. I think they're wrong. And I will stand on that hill. I heard people saying season one was better. I disagree. I think they're both good. And that's Freerin.
The new season.
Yes.
Is it amazing?
I think so. But I've seen people online be like, oh, it's boring, this or that. And I'm like, are you missing the point of the show? I mean, Freerin is a show about like the characters' growth and the stories and the world that they're living in, and I see that and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, to me, that's why I watch the show, is because of the beauty of it. I don't really watch it for the action. If I wanted to watch that, I'd watch something else. But what Freerun does a really good job is everything tells a story, even the action, even the fighting. And so I think people were like, "Oh, we need a fight scene," and I'm like, I don't, because that's not why I watch Freerun.
Watch some solo leveling if you want a fight scene. Which is why everyone goes to that really. But Freywin, what's been your favorite line so far? There were so many iconic lines in the previous season. What's an iconic line you can think of?
So I would say, hang on one second.
Did she say hang on 1 second? Is that when she's trying to create a new potion?
No, sorry, I had to
I
let
know.
my dog out. Um,
Okay, is that
it
taking your socks off, letting your dogs out, huh? All right, take them out.
Yep, that's what we're about here on the Anime Dads podcast. Actually, it was a line that she said in the first episode. I think it might have been the first or second episode, and I'll do as spoiler free as I can.
Yeah.
Where Stark is asking her, like, they're in this situation and it's not going good, and Stark is running away, and he makes a remark to Frieren, and she goes, "Because I'm putting my life in your hands," or something along those lines, and I'm just sitting there like, dang, like that's wild. Like the show is profoundly deep. Um, and I think that line really stuck out to me more than any of the others. But some people that have some lines this season, I'm not gonna lie.
I suppose because of a lack of trust as well. That's a big thing for her to say. Not trust, her lack of her ability to get to know others, get close to people. That's a huge thing to
Right.
put the life in their hands. Thank you.
Yeah. It was a really good scene. I think it was very, very well done. So I have been thoroughly impressed with Frieren. I would say actually it has moved up a spot in my top 5 anime because of this season and last season's consistency. If
I love it. I love it. That's really cool. I'm watching an anime at the moment. You might not know what it is. Sorry, I've got a lolly in my mouth. But you might not know what it is. And have you heard of the game, the social game? It's gone kind of viral, called Mafia.
Mafia, yes, I have in fact heard of that.
So it's basically where there's 5 people, there's two mafia card, there's one mafia card, okay, and then you all pull a card. One person's the mafia. You have to try and vote, have 1 minute or 2 minutes for those who don't know, to talk about who they think the mafia is, vote someone out, and then they show if they're a civilian or the mafia. Obviously, if the civilians are voted out, the mafia wins, and vice versa. Very simple, very good game, very fun. You played it before?
I have played it before, but it's been a little bit since I played. Maybe we could play it later tonight.
Good idea. It's a great game. It's a really cool game. Now, the game is called Gnosia. Sorry, the anime is called Gnosia. Gnosia. And it is
Not to be
a
confused with gyoza
or Garibaldi, but it's it's
or pepperoni pizza for that matter.
it's a good anime. It's basically this guy. This guy has he wakes up. He's on a ship. The ship is they're all in deep sleep. They're trying to get back to their home planet. An alien species called the Gnosia has infiltrated the ship, and they've got a meeting of 2 minutes before they vote someone out. It's similar to the Mafia game. But the way they do it is very interesting, and I'm really enjoying the process of elimination. It's got some humor, it's got some spicy, interesting characters. It's um, it's very good, a good animation. You'd think, it's not a normal anime that I'd usually watch, but I'm really enjoying it. Have you heard of it?
No, I've never heard of that before, but I might have to check that out because that sounds pretty interesting. I love anime with a plot twist, with a good hook every now and then.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Death Note. Not in just in the sense of there's a lot of strategy involved. On
Oh, that was the reason I like Death Note.
Yeah, on how to potentially work out who it is. On okay, if I do this, they're going to do this. And social strategy, and very interesting, very 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 good, good concept. I'm liking it so far. I'm not finished it yet, but I'm really enjoying it. Um, just before I
Very
ask you
cool.
about your next anime, what color socks are you actually wearing? You got me intrigued with a dog comment.
So they are dark black socks with All Might on them.
I'll believe you. I'll believe you. Okay, I guarantee they're pink, but that's okay. I'll believe you.
I'm gonna send you a picture right now, actually.
Okay, well, what's another anime you're watching?
Um, I don't know if I've really talked about this one with you yet, but it's an anime that I've heard some things about, and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. Why not? Because, and I really like the premise of the show. I like that. Um, it's really really stinking good. And I'm gonna come out and say it. It's Sentenced to be a Hero. Have you seen that?
Sentenced
Heard
to be
about
a
it?
hero?
Uh huh.
No,
Do
I
you know the
haven't.
premise of that one?
No.
So essentially, what it is there are these criminals, and if they get do like certain bad crimes that are like horrendous enough, they are sentenced not to death but to be a hero, to go and save people. And if they die, they are painfully brought back until they finish their sentence. So even death they can't escape from. And the main dude who is voiced, I think it's David Matrenga, uh, who does a phenomenal job in this show.
To be
Is just
confused
this like,
with
oh,
David Copperfield. Sorry.
Applebee's. He does a really he's kind of this like let's just get the job done kind of person, and then I won't get a whole lot of spoilers, but he meets somebody in the first episode who he does not want to wants no part of, but they want everything to do with him, and then you find out at the end of the first episode why he wants nothing to do with them, and you're like, um, okay, okay, this is pretty solid. It's pretty good. So yeah, I'm in the third episode right now, and I'm really really digging it. It's good.
Wow. Very interesting concept as well. I like it. I really like that. Okay. So destined to become a hero.
Sentenced to be a hero because it's like
Ah,
your
sentence.
criminal sentence. Yeah,
I love it. I love it. I was pretty close, but I actually
you were
wasn't
pretty
good.
close. Yeah, you especially with the Copperfield comment you had there.
Very good. I'm looking forward to watching that. Okay, very interesting. Well, I'll just say one more, and this is controversial, because this podcast is all about controversy. We're on, X every 5 seconds, to be honest with them. Why did Riley say this? But your VO had all mine sucks. I disagree, and then just comments. Um, it's One Piece live action.
Oh my gosh, how is that? I saw season one and loved it, but I haven't seen season two yet.
Okay, it's amazing. It got me really
Is it?
excited. Yeah, it got me really excited to watch One Piece again, and I started watching One Piece again because of it. Because I took a break from One Piece just because
It's One
I,
Piece.
yeah, I wanted it to go a little bit so I can have some more episodes to watch, and then I just got out of it. But watching the live action season two got me excited again for it. They do an amazing job, and the cool thing about it, if you watch sub or dub, they're both great. Because if you put Japanese as the audio, it's the original One Piece voice actors from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that? You know?
Freaking insane.
So real incredible, and they're doing so much. Obviously, TikTok has it all over. Netflix are pushing it to the max. It's real cool. It finishes on a strange note, uh, but it does keep you wanting more. So really, really, also because most of it's filmed in South Africa, where I'm from. I definitely like the visuals and backgrounds. It makes me feel like I'm at home. Um,
That's
but yeah,
dope, dude.
real gangster.
It's
You need
dope.
to get onto it.
I need to for sure. I got two more I want to mention. One of them briefly, JJK season three.
I'm
Um,
I'm not there yet. Is it good?
it's confusing. It's
I thought it
good,
might be
but it's confusing. Yeah,
because
yeah, it really is. Like they get like one episode you get the Culling game, then you get the history of the Zenin clan, and then you get this other dude with this really interesting, cool curse technique, but like I don't I like it's just wham after wham after wham of oh my gosh, like I don't understand like I just barely grasped the Culling games. Now I gotta move into the whole history of the Zenin clan. Like it's really good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. It's really, really good. It's just a little confusing.
I mean, I remember because I watched that old movie with that guy in it, and he gets reintroduced into. It's hard to explain. I forget his name, but he gets reintroduced, into JJK, and I saw him there. I'm like, oh, I forget even what you were or your story. So you probably have to rewatch it, rewatch the movies to really feel like you're ready to watch season three. Um, who ain't nobody got time for that? But I might give it a go again. Mm.
Yeah, I would say that that one's good. I'm enjoying that. But the one I'm enjoying the most, and I understand, I for a long time I didn't want to watch this anime until here recently, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this a shot. And then the more I watch it, the more I'm like, yeah, I see why this was in the contest for anime of the year, and that's the Apothecary Diaries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I stopped watching it, but from what I don't know why. I just didn't have time, and then it just disappeared from my mind. But when I watched, it was crazy good. Have you finished it yet?
I'm in season two. I think I'm 2 episodes into season two. Season one, the ending of season, like the last 3 or 4 episodes of season one, I was like, what? Like,
Okay.
whoa. And I was so stoked now to get into season two, knowing what I know now. And I'm just like, okay, where are they going to go with this? I am so stinking excited. So I would say that one's definitely up there for me as one that I'm like really, really invested in at the moment. If given the chance, like a full day off with nothing to do, I would binge the rest of Apothecary Diaries.
Cool. I think it's pronounced apothecary, apothecary diaries, but that's okay.
Okay, see,
Um,
I was calling it that only to appease like some of the audience, but honestly, I call it Diaries.
right, right. I mean, I think that's sorry, we're gonna go viral again on Twitter, X, whatever, but that's okay. That's all right. That's okay.
Well, do you or either that or do you sometimes call it a pack of dairy diaries?
I I a purple fairy diaries diaries is what I usually call it, but that's okay.
I heard, yeah, the that or the all night is scare is well, where did I get that one from? That was terrible.
All Might is Hairy Diaries is one that
Yep.
I've heard is pretty good. Um, you got one more. It's got
And then
one
there's
more
the
each.
My Name is Larry Diaries.
Yes, okay. That's a show I'd watch. Um,
It's
and
like an
this needs to be
office
the best
spinoff.
one. My name's Larry Diaries. Um, just ate a berry diaries. I think that's because it relates to the anime itself about the berries and the nutrients.
Did, did you know about the spinoff of the My Name is Larry Diaries?
No.
My Wife is Carrie Diaries.
Right. That's pretty good. All right. Let's uh let's improv something, and I want to improv an anime. I want to improv a
Okay.
new anime. I've got a good idea, and I know Crunchyroll are listening. I really do. So this anime, it's called Webcam,
Okay.
and it links into your webcam, Biovio, your one. Okay. And just turns on throughout the day, and it picks up different, not your, it's not yours specifically, okay, a webcam, and it picks up specific different things that are happening throughout the day, but somehow tells a story. What story is it telling?
So the thing about it that's kind of interesting is, well, it's a webcam that's looking around and it's telling the story of my life. However, the thing is during this anime is I have amnesia. Okay. So I am relying on the footage of this webcam to piece together my life. The problem is I don't know how it all fits together. So unless like sometimes I'll be like, oh my gosh, I remember that. I remember that. Wait. Let's see if that's in the footage, and I can go back and kind of watch it. But you know, so I kind of have. But sometimes I forget the webcams are even there, so I'll go days or weeks without even knowing it, and then I'm like, oh, well, I need to go check the footage. I'll just randomly remember and be like, that makes so much sense. That's why I can't find my. That's why I can't find my car. It's in a ditch. You know.
Wow. Wow, in a ditch. Okay. I didn't see it going that direction, but I'm along the ride with you. All right,
In the
cars in a
ditch.
ditch, webcam. Uh, Now it almost takes on a Truman Show theme.
Yeah,
Um,
kind of like a Truman Show with mementos at this point.
kind
Or not
of,
mementos, memento. Yeah.
yeah. So Truman Show theme with that, but you leave the webcam on, you forget for a 10-year period of time. Okay. And then you
Oh.
start rewatching it and you notice it's not only you it's picking up. There's someone else in your house.
And see, here's the interesting thing about that is due to the way my amnesia works is I know I don't have a roommate because it's a one bedroom apartment, right? So where would the other person live? Um, but then as I continue to, investigate the footage, I find that there is this person that you see them on the footage like they climb into the attic and they just live up there when I'm not there, okay? And then they come down and they steal my cheese. And they do things like that to make me think that my condition is actually getting worse. When in reality, I'm actually getting better. I'm remembering more, but this person is coming down and stealing my cheese and crackers. And then or like, let's say I'm baking baked potatoes, he comes and takes one of my six potatoes. Why am I having six potatoes? I don't need you to judge that I'm having six potatoes, okay? But like and then he takes them up there, okay? Until one day, I'm reviewing the webcam footage and I see this guy. So I decide to go check out the attic. What do you think I would see up there?
Well, this is the epic conclusion of the anime. Um, you get up there and you open the door slowly. You notice a bed. You notice posters on the wall. You notice a bunch of potatoes everywhere. And it's starting to get weird. Then in the corner, there's a shape. You turn to the corner, start walking towards it. And the shape becomes clearer and clearer. It's a person. It is him. It's the person you've seen. He turns around, looks you in the eye, says, "Hi, Dad. You just forgot about your son."
I moved into a a one room apartment and forgot my son. What? I'm invested. I am invested in this anime. Okay, it's kind of because the thing is, it's like a horror aspect, but you don't realize it's a it's like a drama and a tragedy all at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's only 1 year old. No.
But thanks to his quirk that was brought about from not engaging in the quark singularity doomsday theory that
Mm,
was stopped 300 years ago, my
mm.
son developed the ability to talk years around above where he should. It would be an absolutely useless quirk by the time he's 30, but when he's one, hey, it's awesome.
I'd watch it. I'd watch it, okay? Um, Not bad at all. All right. Well, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Absolutely loved it. Could you take us home, Biovio, with how you think the sun would sound, as a person, and then conclude with the father as well, the father and the son together. Not Cat Stevens, the song, but just the voices. Appreciate you.
Hey, I'm fine. I've been living in the attic all this time. Sorry, I get real uneasily. It's hard to breathe up here. I have really bad allergies, and the only thing that seems to help is potatoes. Potatoes, 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 potatoes. I love baked potatoes so much. I'm not really good at podcast. I'm gonna need somebody to help me in this. Dad, can you help me in this? Can you help me in this podcast, please? Oh, why, of course I can, son. Not a problem. Thank you so much for son. What was I doing again? Dad, you went to the podcast, the Enemy Dad's podcast. Did you forget again? I wrote it on your arm this time so you wouldn't forget. Oh, I say, that's what that was. Okay, okay. Let me take a gander at that there. Oh, thank you so much for listening to the Anime Dads podcast. We are so grateful that you, San. What? I can't understand it. What does this word mean? That word means grateful, Dad. Could you not have spelled it better? No, Dad. I haven't learned how to read or write yet. Oh, that makes so much more sense. Okay, well, come back next week. We're going to have another exciting episode for you right here. Don't forget to follow us on all of our socials. And, son, would you like to do the honors of going beyond in Plus Ultra? Dad, you weren't supposed to say that yet. Okay, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah. Just for you, Dad, because I love you so much, Dad. And I love all your potatoes. I think you need to focus. Yes, right. Go beyond. Plus
Plus Ultra.
ultra.
What the hell was that snort?